Welcome to this overview of all the biplane aircrafts used during World War II. In this video, we'll embark on a fascinating journey through the list of all the biplane aircraft, ranked from the slowest to the fastest, that were in service by countries involved in the conflict. We'll cover the period from when each aircraft type entered the war to the moment they either withdrew or the war ended. Let's begin this historical adventure. 1. Gloster Gamecock was a British biplane fighter aircraft used by the Royal Air Force, known for its maneuverability and rugged construction. 2. Bristol Bulldog was a British Royal Air Force fighter aircraft developed in the late 1920s, known for its robust design and exceptional maneuverability. 3. Hawker Demon was a British two-seat biplane fighter aircraft praised for its versatility and performance. The Boeing P-12 or Boeing F-4B was known for its agility and reliability. It played a crucial role in the transition period between the biplane and monoplane eras of military aviation. 5. Hawker Nimrod. The Hawker Nimrod was a single-engine, single-seat with open cockpit. It was a British carrier-based biplane armed with twin machine guns firing through the propeller using an interrupter gear. 6. Curtiss F-11C Goshawk. The Curtiss F-11C Goshawk is an American naval biplane fighter aircraft with 5 different models that saw limited success. It featured a robust and lightweight design with a fabric-covered metal frame. It represented the transition from traditional biplane fighters to the more modern monoplanes of the late 1930s. 7. Grumman FF. The Grumman FF, also known as Fifi, was the first carrier aircraft with retractable landing gear. It was produced under license in Canada and known as the Goblin in Canadian service and Delphine in Spanish service. The FF was a two-seat aircraft with an enclosed cockpit and a metal fuselage. 8. Armstrong Whitworth Scimitar. The Armstrong Whitworth AW-35 Scimitar was a British single-engine biplane fighter aircraft designed and built by Armstrong Whitworth Aircraft. 4 Scimitars were produced for the Norwegian Army Air Service. The Scimitar served with the primarily in training roles at the outbreak of the Second World War. 9. The Fairey Firefly IIM was a British fighter of the 1930s. It was a single-seat, single-engine biplane of all-metal construction. It served principally with the Belgian Air Force. Constructed by Avians Fairey, the Belgian aircraft served briefly in the Second World War. 10. Hawker Fury. The Hawker Fury was a British single-seat, single-engine biplane fighter aircraft introduced in the early 1930s. Known for its sleek design and impressive performance, the Fury was the first RAF fighter capable of exceeding 200 miles per hour. It featured a Rolls-Royce Kestrel engine, an open cockpit, and fixed landing gear. 11. The Gloster Gauntlet is a British single-engine biplane fighter that served as an important stepping stone in RAF fighter development before being replaced by the more modern Gloster Gladiator. It also saw limited service with other air forces, including those of Denmark and Finland. The Gauntlet holds a significant place in aviation history as one of the last operational biplane fighters. 12. Grumman F-2F. The Grumman F-2F was an American single-seat, single-engine biplane fighter developed for the U.S. Navy, but it was designed for both carrier and land-based operations. Grumman was a compact and agile aircraft and one of the first naval fighters to feature retractable landing gear. It served as a stepping stone to more advanced fighters like the Grumman F-3F. 13. Gloster Gladiator. The Gloster Gladiator is a British biplane fighter. The Gladiator was the last biplane fighter to serve with the Royal Air Force before the transition to monoplanes like the Hawker Hurricane and Supermarine Spitfire. Gladiators famously defended Malta in 1940, with a small group of them nicknamed Faith, Hope, and Charity, becoming symbols of resilience. 14. Curtiss Bf-2C Goshawk. The Curtiss Bf-2C Goshawk Model 67 was a United States naval biplane aircraft that saw limited success. The introduction was canceled after receiving bad reviews in its home country, but received favorable reviews from the nationalist government of the Republic of China and Thailand. BF-2C, holding the unique title of the world's first biplane composite aircraft with folding landing gear. 15. Grumman F-3F. The Grumman F-3F was the final biplane fighter to be delivered to any branch of the U.S. military, marking the end of an era in aviation history. It appeared in the 1941 Warner Brothers film Dive Bomber, showcasing its sleek and robust design. The F-3F's design laid the groundwork for the development of the Grumman F-4F Wildcat, a key fighter during World War II. 16. The Polikarpov I-5 was designed under extraordinary circumstances. Its creator, Nikolai Polikarpov, developed the aircraft while imprisoned, working in a special design bureau within a labor camp. Despite its obsolescence, the I-5 played a crucial role in the Soviet Union's efforts. During the early stages of World War II, surviving I-5s were adapted for ground attack missions and night bombing. 17. The Avia BH-33 was a biplane fighter aircraft built in Czechoslovakia. Other than the peculiar Avia hallmark of having an upper wing with a shorter span than the lower, it was utterly conventional, even featuring a tail fin for the first time in a Pavel Beneš and Miroslav Hein design. While primarily used by the Czechoslovak Air Force, the BH-33 also saw service with other air forces and was even evaluated by the Soviet Union. IMAM RD-44. The RD-44 was a single-seat variant of the IMAM RD-43 reconnaissance seaplane, with modifications like the removal of the observer's position and changes to the tail design. It was primarily deployed in the Aegean Sea by the Italian 161 Squadriglia, but was soon retired from frontline service and reassigned to seaplane training schools. The RD-44 holds the distinction of being the final biplane designed by IMAM, marking the end of an era for the company. 19. Heinkel HE-51. The HE-51 was the first fighter aircraft officially adopted by the newly formed Luftwaffe in 1934. It featured an all-metal frame with fabric-covered wings, a design that was advanced for its time. It was produced in multiple versions, including a floatplane variant and a ground attack version. 20. Fiat CR.30. The CR-30 was created by the renowned Italian aircraft designer Celestino Rosatelli, who was also responsible for other iconic Fiat aircraft. The CR-30 was exported to several countries. The aircraft had multiple versions, including a two-seat trainer and a seaplane variant. Its exceptional maneuverability, making it a popular choice for aerobatic displays and competitions. 21. Fiat CR-42. The Fiat CR-42 was an Italian biplane fighter and gained fame during the Spanish Civil War, where it earned a reputation as one of the best biplane fighters of its time. Known for its robust construction and exceptional maneuverability, the CR-32 remained in service even as newer monoplanes began to dominate the skies. 22. Polikarpov I-15. Nicknamed Chaika, Russian for seagull, the I-15 featured a distinctive gull-shaped upper wing, which improved its aerodynamics and maneuverability. The CR-32 was used extensively in the Spanish Civil War on the side of the fascist military rebellion against the Spanish Republic, where it was known as Chato, Snubnose, and became a symbol of the Republican Air Force. 23. The Blériot SPAD S-510. It was the final biplane fighter to enter production for the French Air Force, marking the end of an era in French aviation. The aircraft featured an all-metal frame with fabric-covered wings, combining durability with lightweight design. By the start of World War II, the S-510 was relegated to training and reserve roles, as it was no longer suitable for modern combat. 24. Kochurigin Di-6. It was a Soviet two-seat biplane fighter featured a mixed construction of metal and fabric with cable-retracted landing gear. The pilot and gunner sat in tandem cockpits, with the gunner's position set lower to maximize the arc of fire. Despite its innovative design, the Di-6 faced issues like excessive vibration and limited field of fire for the gunner. These challenges, along with its relatively short range, limited its operational effectiveness. 25. The Koolhoven FK-52, a Dutch reconnaissance fighter biplane, first flew on February 9, 1937, but a public accident later that year led to the Dutch Air Force losing interest. Despite this, 2 units were donated to Finland for the Winter War, and 36 were ordered to replace outdated Fokker C-10s due to limited options. However, the German invasion in 1940, including the bombing of the Koolhoven factory, ended its production and use by the Dutch Air Force. 26. Kawasaki Ki-10. The Kawasaki Ki-10, also known by its allied reporting name Perry, was the final biplane fighter used by the Imperial Japanese Army. Despite competing against a more advanced monoplane design, the Ki-10 was chosen for its superior agility, which was highly valued by the Japanese Army. During World War II, the Ki-10 was relegated to training and short-range patrol missions, but remained a symbol of the transitional era in aviation. 27. Avia B534. The Avia B534, a notable Czechoslovakian biplane fighter, gained fame for its impressive maneuverability. Despite the rise of superior monoplane designs, its enduring popularity kept it in production for years. The Avia B534 was one of the few biplanes to engage in combat, and many were used by various nations during World War II. 28. Fiat CR.42 Falco. The Fiat CR.42 Falco is an Italian single-seat sesquiplane fighter. The CR-42 was one of the last biplane fighters to see active service during World War II. Known for its exceptional maneuverability and agility, the Falco served in various capacities, including as a night fighter, ground attack aircraft, and even a trainer. The CR-42 participated in numerous conflicts, including the Battle of Britain, North Africa campaigns, and even on the Eastern Front. 29. Polikarpov I-153. The Polikarpov I-153 was a Soviet biplane fighter known as Chaika, Gull, since it had a distinctive gull-shaped upper wing. The I-153 saw action in the Soviet-Japanese conflicts in Mongolia and was a key player in the early years of World War II. Despite being a biplane, it was equipped with 4 machine guns and could carry bombs and rockets, making it a formidable adversary. Thanks for tuning into Motorist Tube, your ultimate destination for all things on wheels. If you enjoyed this ride, hit the like button, drop us a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more exciting content. See you in the next video, and until then, keep those engines roaring.